because when you talk credibility, right, and we say credibility is really very closely tied to your branding, because when you do the work, you allow yourself to start getting known for something that's relatively particular, right, or something specific. But there's a group of people out there, and I can kind of resonate with this a little bit because I'm finally getting over that hump where, let me put it this way, maybe this is why the reason for the stories. Because I've been thinking and really like trying to do the work on myself as it relates to the flight assessment.
Yep.
And the big question I've been trying to answer in this season is, why don't I want to be seen? Right? That's a big question. And I think some people, who are listening to this, you really got to ask yourself, like, if you are someone who is talented, is gifted, and it's not a question of if, because we all know we are gifted at something, but why is it that some of us struggle to be seen? Like, we don't want to be seen. We're doing the work. We're for some, like for myself, I'm doing the work. And there was a period of time where I'm like, I didn't know what to call it, but I realized that in this season it's because I didn't want to be seen. And I don't know if it was like maybe fear of something coming up down the line. I don't know what it was, but I'm definitely at a point now where I'm like, no, this is the greatest level of selfishness, right? To not want to, at the bare minimum, just share. You're not trying to sell something. You're simply just sharing. Hey, here's what my life is like. And you may not necessarily be super interested in living it this way or going about it this way, but here's how I've done it, or here's how I'm doing it. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, no, actually I have a question for you. So for yourself and even maybe just the totality of people who may feel the same way, is it because you don't want to be seen because you've seen results without being seen?
That's good. That's good. I see you. I see what you did there.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I have some certain good questions once in a while.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also a big part of it, there is a personal level and a professional level. The professional level is, I value privacy. Right? Like I think, and it's funny, everybody at the conference, hey, why didn't you post any wedding pics? Hey, where didn't you post any wedding pics? I was
just go to his wife's Instagram, you'll see them all. I'm just saying.
I was like, I'm not posting any wedding pics. First of all, I haven't posted in about a year, right?
This is true.
And the other, which is going to expire pretty soon here.
Yay! Like I'm doing air horns all day, yo. If he posts, we are doing a whole podcast about this and celebrating.
I'm
just saying.
It's due to expire very soon. But for me, I value privacy. Right? So that's definitely part of it. It's like, okay, hold up. And it's false reality too, because you think that to be involved in social media, you have to do or show everything, and you don't. And that's the cool thing about working closely with you. I'm like, oh, you can be very selective. This, nonetheless, is a business profile. If you choose it to brand it as such. So you don't have to show everything. You have complete control over what you share and what you don't share. So part of it is the privacy, and you want to protect against that. But again, it's a personal issue, or it's a lack of, or I should say a misunderstanding, because you don't have to share everything. So if you are someone struggling with that, just know that you can share to your level of comfort and not be robbed of your privacy. You're still allowed to control whatever you want to control, but if it's work-related, you have to share something. And that's kind of what I took away from your session too. Like, yo, if you're not sharing, we almost don't feel like you're alive.
Big facts.
Which is crazy.
It's big facts. The people are worried about you.
Oh, man.
No, they are.
I'm alive, yo.
No, praise God, praise God. But, well, because you're not the only one that I feel that has that same issue who spoke. Right? But I wonder why you feel so comfortable on the stage as well as some of the other speakers, but then still have that same issue. Because the state, listen, there was, when I tell you, like 1,500 people in the building, that's not light, okay? It's just like, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, and everybody seemed very comfortable in like their natural self. And for people who like to be behind the scenes and, not be seen, that's kind of
it's a little intimidating.
Like I wouldn't, if I was that way, I wouldn't be doing that. So why do you feel comfortable doing that?
So that's the strange part, because that's the part for me where I look at it as doing the work. I personally love working, right? for me, it re-energizes me in a sense. As I'm working and I feel productive, I'm doing things that I love, it helps me get rejuvenated. So COVID, and I've shared this with some of the members on the team, I said I have over 500 recorded sessions on Zoom alone, not to mention the conferences, the virtual events that we've done, some of the trainings, some of the stuff that I don't have recorded on my account. So I've done the work. So getting on stage today was like, oh, this is no different than all the work that you've done, and even previously. But I think there was a level of self-growth tied into it. And again, I just still look at it as work, or maybe because I know it's going to end at a certain period. I think that's more like it. Yeah. It's like, okay, if you're on stage, you know your time is an hour or your time is 30 minutes. When you're on social media is open 24/7.
But are they looking at you 24/7?
That's a great point. But that's the whole like false perception that I think we have to call it. That you see something through your eyes that's not necessarily true, but you've accepted as absolute truth, meaning that it will never change. And that's not entirely true.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I actually wanted to switch it real quick, right? To online, because let's go the opposite of you, right? Online E and in-person E, right? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
So for those who've been following E.T., Dr. Eric Thomas, if I want to be politically correct, I don't like saying that, but when he is live, it is a whole different experience like no other. But he wasn't inactive on like social media. He wasn't inactive as far as creating content, but recording content compared to live is totally different. Like some people can't do the behind the scenes and just be behind like just the camera and just talk to the camera. Some people need that energy from the actual audience. And what I've realized with E being back on the road and being in front of people, it's so much different than Zoom.
Yeah.
Like it's so much different than Google Meets and all that great stuff. But you're still talking to people. So, and you work with more closely than me. You know what I mean? Is that good? But but why do you think? Because I can't say I'm the same way.
Right.
Because I get energy regardless.
Right.
Like I could be on a live and I catch energy and I don't even see the people. I see the little comments and I'm going.
Yeah.
Right. And then in person, I'm going. But E is more of a, you know what? I give the energy as I can, but it's completely different. Than in person. So why do you think is that?
Yeah, you do a great job of being able to measure impact online.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something very difficult, right? Because everyone can drop a like. Like, I may not watch an entire video, but I will like it. Have I been truly impacted by that video? I guess you can say that. Or maybe I'm just showing love because we're cool.
Right.
But in person, if you're in the space, it's a certain level of dedication, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
So for a speaker like E, I think he really feeds off of people in the room because he knows that, for one, they're invested in the event and counting on him to help them experience some level of breakthrough or just help to get to the next level. So he really takes the personal responsibility of, okay, let me bring my everything right here. And with everything that I get from them or everything that I don't get from them, I'm going to use that as fuel to do even more.